Over the last 2 days, cryptos have taken a turn which some of us were expecting after a wonderful red days or few red days we had in the stock market, while some of us were hoping that market may turn around and feel more bullish about Bitcoin, Ethereum and other cryptos, given of course all the stock sell-off. But we saw a massive shift in the crypto market, and Bitcoin, which of course defines what Ethereum or Cardano or Solana are going to do, broke the support level and touched 42K briefly. It was massive and quick. Now in today's video, I'm going to do two things. First, let me share some details on the crypto market, where we think it's headed, and then I will share some stock news related to crypto. So if you're not interested in crypto, then also watch this video as it may give you some information on Q4 numbers for some of the exchanges. And now, as a gentle reminder, if you like content like this, then give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you like to chat about stock, cryptos, or investing in general, then join our Discord. Links, of course, are in the description below. So let's start the video by some market news and a shift that's taking place, which is very interesting, and also a few important dates to watch out for. So of course, cryptocurrencies were not immune from the crazy sell-off in the global market this week. While we can blame on the new Omicron COVID-19 variant because of supply chain issues, jobs data, and the higher risk of tighter financial conditions, which was confirmed by Jerome Powell's comment that tapering could end, quote, few months earlier, close quote, than initially planned. Of course, market were already not sure which direction to go. And the bad news is that all of this could be a factor for softer market in the coming days leading up to the Fed meeting on the 14th and 15th of December. So mark the date as we could see a bounce or a major sell-off right around that time. So now let me share my screen and show you some important charts and some info that will help us a little bit to understand what's coming next. So let me start with some history. So this is not the first time we are in a situation like this. When concerns regarding the Delta variant were peaking, crypto's performance was fairly resilient earlier in the year. So if you remember, we had a big sell-off in May. We lost about 38% of Bitcoin's value in 1 month right here. See that drop right here. But news about the Delta variant began to circulate late May and June right here around this time. So if you see here, the solid blue line is the Google trend for Delta variant, and then the light blue line is Bitcoin and USD trend. So if you see over here, we had this huge decline around May when the sell-off happened, and we lost almost 38% of Bitcoin's value. And then if you see over here, the Delta variant started to pick up right towards the end of May. So of course, news about the Delta variant began to circulate in late May and early June, and lockdowns in many countries didn't happen until late July and early August. But during those times, Bitcoin did really well. And as you can see from July and towards this time, the Bitcoin started to take off and touched almost over 50K level at that time. And of course, the expectations of Fed releasing or pumping more money in the market, and of course that helped the market in general. Well, so far that approach is not working now, at least for the time being. Investors and market in general is waiting to see what Fed might announce in the Fed meeting, and that might give a better direction to the market. But one positive thing to look at in these market conditions is that market is already pricing in a lot of these things already. And when the time actually comes, we might see an opposite reaction of folks starting to buy back. Well, at least we can hope for that. Now I'm going to share a very interesting chart with you that will show you the performance of Ethereum and Bitcoin for the year. This is interesting because I had mentioned about the shift that I'm seeing in the crypto market, and as I've always said in my previous videos about crypto, that Ethereum is my biggest holding. I still believe that Bitcoin will always be value more or have more value than Ethereum just because of the store value, but Ethereum, because of its use cases and transactional value, will gain at a higher rate than Bitcoin. So take a look at this chart right here. So this is a 1-year chart starting right here in December of 2020 all the way now to December of 2021. And the red or the blue line that you see over here, or the graph that you see over here, is Ethereum, and this is Bitcoin. Even though the Bitcoin's value has gone up, the adoption of Ethereum has increased in last 1 year. If you see over here, you can see that Ethereum has been gaining more popularity while the Bitcoin was selling off right here. Ethereum sold off, but at a lesser percentage. And I'll back this data up with more numbers in just a second. But this is really interesting because we started the year equal, where we had Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of tracked together. And then as soon as we hit around March and April, when we had that big sell-off in the market, At that time, people were started to put more money in Ethereum and less in Bitcoin. I'm not talking about the value, I'm talking about the adoption or people buying into the cryptocurrencies. And then the increase or the chart has actually performed the same way and gone bigger as we have crossed about July and August when we had that big sell-off and then people started to buy back in. People were buying more Ethereum than Bitcoin. So this is really interesting shift that I talked about previously that we are seeing in the crypto market. And I have actually mentioned this about a month ago in my older video, that we are seeing this massive shift that's happening in crypto industry. Now what I'm going to show you next will relate to stocks as well. So next is a chart from Coinbase Exchange, and they are reporting that exchange volume continued to be healthy and in line with strong Q4. Hint, hint, Q4 earnings for Coinbase. Keep that in mind. Along with this, on the consumer end, Ethereum and Bitcoin volumes were dominant at 16% for Ethereum, 14% for Bitcoin. So take a look here. People were buying more Ethereum. 16% people were favoring Ethereum and 14% people were favoring Bitcoin. So Ethereum's, I would say, adoption rate was higher than Bitcoin. They're also seeing more interest in SHIB or Shiba Inu, about 7%, while Metaverse, of course, is also very big for Coinbase. So this is, if you can see, this is the volume of Coinbase, and you can see this is a 12 billion right here. Q4 started in October right here at this time, and you can see October was really high volume time for Coinbase as compared to Q3. So we know what happened after the Q3 earnings with Coinbase stock. It tanked. But I said even in that video when I predicted that the Coinbase is going to tank after Q3, I predicted that Q4 is going to be good because we have more transactions on cryptos around the world, and when we have more transaction, these exchanges makes money. So I'm expecting Q4 will be a better, I would say, quarter for Coinbase and also other exchanges as compared to Q3. So keep that in mind when you are playing Coinbase stock or Robinhood stock for Q4. And as you can see, we had a better volume right here in October, and then also November was also high, and December now is also, of course, be trending high because people are selling more, and then depending on what Fed decides, they will end up buying more as well towards the last 2 weeks of December. Along with that, Mana was at 7% adoption, Gala was at 6%, and now it's worth noting that while ADAs has been like really lagged recently, it has consistently kept its place in the top 10. Take a look at this image. This data that I just mentioned to you, it's all here. So this is from Coinbase, as you can see, and you can see it's 16% adoption for Ethereum right here, 14% for Bitcoin, and then we have SHIB around 7.28%, Mana, Gala, Sol, and then over here we have ADA still maintained in the top 10, as you can see on this pie. So this is really interesting chart to see that Ethereum is taking a bigger pie and people are interested in Ethereum more than anything else. So now I'm going to cover Bitcoin support and resistance quickly, and then I will give you some of the price targets. So this is a Bitcoin chart with some MAs that I have drawn over it, but you can see over here, and this is from last 6 months, this was May right here. And as you can see, May we had a huge sell-off, and then May to July, we were in this period where the price was not moving anywhere and it was maintained in this graph right here. Then we saw a kind of a rally starting in July and or August, and then the prices have been going up since then. And now we have seen the prices come down over here. So if you can see, the Bitcoin right now is sitting at 200-day moving average right here, which is really interesting, very close, and it actually dipped below 200-day moving average. So after the correction and Bitcoin briefly, of course, touching $42,000, we can see that there was a stop loss for and some liquidation that took place at that time. It happened so fast that I couldn't act fast enough. So I think we are seeing some consolidation around 48 to 50,000 right here dollars for Bitcoin. And it's so hard because it could drop to like 45,000 the second I release this video. But this is what I'm seeing, that the prices is staying between that 48 to 50K for now. And if you look at the RSI, you can also see that it's sitting at about 30 level right here, 31.27 on a daily chart in last 6 months, which is amazing. But if you pay attention here, anytime it has touched the 40s level, it has bounced back. But right now it's sitting at 30s level, which is really exciting to get in. So if you're dollar cost averaging, this is an amazing price to dollar cost average. And the next support after 40,000 is about 38,000. Another thing to note over here is right here. So this is a Fibonacci level, and as you can see over here, we had the support of about 44,000 or 42,000 right here. And if it dips below that, then I would say the next stop would be at around 38,000, as I mentioned before. So this is really interesting chart, and as you can see at 42,000 it touched, and then it bounced back again to about 49 to 50,000, and it's maintaining that line right here. Let's see what happens in the next few days. Usually we have seen a rally in December, but if we get any hawkish comments from the Fed meeting and also related to COVID-19, then we may test the 40-42 level. If not, then we will test the 64K level that we have seen before, and then the all-time high of 69K, which will be key to break if we want to see Bitcoin to break 100K level. But of course, we have to go through some pain before that, and few important dates, of course, to note that are coming up. So here are some of them. So on December 8th, we have US House Financial Committee crypto hearing, and also on December 8th, Ethereum Aero upgrade is taking place. And then on December 15th, we will get to hear from the Fed meeting. And also on the 15th, we have a Polkadot initial project launch. So lots of exciting stuff taking place in the next 2 weeks, and I'll be watching those. So there is no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin is going to 100K very soon. And along with it, Ethereum may touch 10K. Maybe before Bitcoin touches 100K, as we have seen more movement in Ethereum or more adoption in Ethereum. But we'll see. So this is, in my opinion, again, my personal opinion only. I'm not a financial advisor. This is a wonderful buy the dip crypto opportunity as well. I personally will be buying some Bitcoin around 40 to 42K. And also, if you have watched my previous videos, then you might know this, that I buy Ethereum on a weekly basis. And I have been buying from the last year and a half. Along with that, I recently bought more Ethereum on the dip, and I have sent an alert to our Discord members. So if you are interested in crypto, stocks, investing, and joining the club, then head over to our Patreon. The links are in the description below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. As always, an absolute pleasure to share all of this with you, and I hope I was able to provide you some value. I will link my Ethereum video over here. Do check it out. It's a few months old, so the audio might not be very good, but it's worth taking a look at how good Ethereum is. Thank you for watching. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.